Dog defenders tell us that it's all in how you raise them. Well, there is a major problem here, and it is easy to counter this with the following.
Dogs aren't human, so why are we, quote, raising them? Humans aren't raising dogs. We raise our own exclusively. We alone, unique among all the other living creatures on Earth, are products of institutional forces like educational systems and complex societal structures. A puppy is a dog's offspring, not a human baby. Nor is it a legal person or citizen. No dog is wired to be raised by a bipedal hominid. Dogs are lupine carnivores, basically defective and mutated wolves.
First of all, raising does not exclusively mean taking care of a human. It also means taking care of other living things, like plants, animals, etc. And secondly, that's just a shitty point, as it all just boils down to dogs aren't human, so it won't work. Which I'll explain why it's wrong throughout the video.
As such, dogs act in accordance to their internal instincts, not how we bring them up. You can't impart education on a dog. You can't teach a dog values. Dogs are incapable of abstraction and verbal communication. They don't understand that people have different personalities. They don't understand that humans have jobs, and they have no idea about our social expectations. Even the simplest and most basic of social norms completely elude these beasts.
Yes, you can impart education on a dog, and you know what it's called? It's called training! Teaching dogs value? Also training! Oh, and yes, dogs can definitely understand people have different personalities, considering they can sense their emotions. Also, dogs being unable to do verbal communication is a shitty point because they can communicate in other ways, like expressions, noises, and whatnot. Also, dogs having no idea about our social norms is also wrong since they have skills that allow them to learn their environment.
There's nothing like education or the passing down of generational knowledge there, genetically or intellectually. Dogs are not us. So why do dog nutters use this language so often?
Why do they use this language? Jeez, you speak like a robot and not an actual human being. Also, the reason they say this is because it doesn't mean taking care of humans exclusively, rather taking care of living beings, as I said before.
While training can have an impact on dogs, well-trained dogs are increasingly rare these days. The point is moot. Not to mention, if you were to ask a bunch of dog nutters if their dog is trained, they would probably say yes, regardless of the reality. Even if their dog has sent a person to the hospital or killed animals, they would still tell you that their dog is well-behaved and just the sweetest thing ever.
Saying well-trained dogs are increasingly rare is a funny thing to say considering most don't even harm people. And yes, it's somewhat true that there are some people who will say their dogs are well-trained, despite being the opposite. But that's more of the owner's problem, because well-behaved and well-trained dogs do indeed exist. Also, nice of you to admit that training does have an impact on dogs.
But let's make one thing clear. Training is no guarantee that a dog won't still attack at some point, and it does nothing to combat the environmental impact of dogs. Dog owners don't seem to be interested in addressing this problem. There is a huge difference between training an animal and raising a human infant into an adult. But the two concepts are often conflated by dog nutters.
What are you talking about? They're literally giving out a solution to make dogs well-behaved. But you literally refuse to listen because you're an ignorant dumbass. Also, raising means taking care of any living being. For the last fucking time!